Hi guys, it's Sharon. Today I'm going to be doing a video for the Elibeth Design Team Challenge. If you look down below at the bottom, you'll see the hashtag if you want to design along with us, and the hashtag is for Brighten Up Sunshine. So I'm going to be using the TiNy camping kit. This is one of Rachel's new designs of kits. You can actually, it's designed to go in a traveller's notebook, so if you see, you've got these perforation lines, so the kit will actually fold up quite nicely to tuck into a tiny traveller's notebook. However, I'm not going to be using it in a traveller's notebook. I'm going to be using it in an Erin Condren hardbound. Now, those of you that have seen an Erin Condren hardbound before have probably noticed that mine doesn't look like a normal Erin Condren hardbound. And that is because I've actually coiled mine. So I did this yesterday. It's not quite perfect because I've used an old coil that I had from a day designer, but I've taken the whole thing apart, and basically now it sits nicely in a coil with the large size Erin Condren, rather than being on the hardbound and me not having the facility to put all the stickers I want to in it. So this week is going to be a complete mixture: an Erin Condren hardbound that has now been coiled, a traveller's notebook tiny kit, and I've also picked up some other bits and pieces to use. I have the Elibeth Designs small flagged boxes, which are really useful, and there's lots of colours on those so they can go with all sorts of things. And I've also picked the end of the Written on the Heart kit that we had, because I think that the extra stickers that I've got on here are a perfect match colour-wise for the camping traveller's notebook kit, little tiny kit. So hopefully with that I'm going to have enough to be able to do everything that I need to. So I'm going to get started. First of all, I'm going to be using the washi tape from here. And let's see where we get on with this. As I say, this is a complete mismatch of sizes of everything, but it just hopefully will show you that you can mix and match everything you've got to fit. Now I'm going to need to just cut the end of that washi tape with my trusty, it's useful to put it down by the spine, trusty foil cutter. Rachel's new business cards are excellent for cutting that. You can go back in with a pair of scissors and trim the end of that for the minute. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm not too worried that it doesn't go across completely, because I tend to put another box along on a Sunday for things for next week, so that will just cover up to the end here, and then I'm going to put a box in here for things for next week, which actually I might do straight away, and then I know I've got everything covered. So I'm going to just use a plain box like this. And now the one thing you will find with the hardbound notebook is the box sizes are a little bit bigger than the normal traditional vertical Erin Condren, so you just need to choose whether you want them one-sided and cover up with some tape, or I actually just make sure that my gaps balance on either side, and then they fit in quite nicely. So that's going to be my next week box. I'll find a label for that in a minute. And what I normally have to carry around with me, I use an Erin Condren, a small Erin Condren hardbound, which, yes, I haven't recoiled this one, but this fits in my handbag, and I only ever use pen in here, so it's really not a problem. This is the neutral colour, so again this is a change for me. I normally use the colourful ones, but being just to carry around and use pen, I've just gone for the plain one. So everything that we do as a family goes in here, so you'll see bits and pieces are filled in right the way up till at least the end of year, if not next year, and that gets carried around with me, and the whole family can write in this. Don't have to think about what pen we've got in it, don't have to think about how they write in it. It's on the desk, and anybody who's got anything that's going on can write in this, and it basically, if it doesn't go in here, it doesn't happen, because I don't know about it, which I think is reasonable. So anyway, everything that's gone in here, so that's what I'm going to use to tell me what we need to put in. It's obviously a bank holiday Monday tomorrow, so I will just be putting, actually I'm going to start in the normal way. As you see, this is a little bit clunky. Actually, I'm going to take those bits and pieces out. A little bit clunky to turn over, just because the coil is not quite the right length at the moment, so I'll be getting another coil. If you go onto the Elibeth Facebook group, or you go onto my Instagram, you'll see a few photographs from how I actually did this. I used a binder tool, which I've had for years for scrapbooking, to actually punch all the holes, lots of guidelines so it nicely lines up, and then I went from there. So I'm going to use the quote box in the quote box spot, which fits in quite nicely there, and then I normally find some deco to go underneath there. Let me see, what should we use? Actually, this is a good one. Colour matches, and it allows me to write to do in here, or even layer it up. I quite like layering the stickers that Rachel has with to do. So there we go, I'll stick this one across the top. Hopefully if I get it sorted out, it matches. There we go. So that's where my to-do list will go. So the next thing we have is, obviously it's a bank holiday on Monday, so I'm going to put a little note. I'm very sad that I will actually put a note to say it's bank holiday when I refer back to things. Now again, the stickers are a little bit smaller, so it's just a question of making sure that you put them in so you have a similar amount of gap at either side. So this is my working planner, so it's quite alright for them to be a little bit unbalanced in there. So that's our bank holiday, and I've actually got guests for lunch tomorrow, which is quite nice. So I think what we'll do is we'll use some deco, nicely decorated boxes over lunchtime. And again, the boxes sit in really nicely if you just line them up properly. And let's put another sticker across the top here, just to say this is family dinner. I know I say dinner, it's actually lunch, but it's a family day, so family dinner. Normally I put family lunch on there. So that's for the most of the day going to be out there. Now on Tuesday I have to be going to do, and actually I've just realised I haven't done this in the same way that I normally do, which I've instinctually planned the same way as I would do my normal vertical. The way I normally use this one is I have all my checkboxes in the top column, top row, and then I work my day down underneath. But I've noticed that I've just started, as I say, as I would normally do, which proves that the vertical layout is the way that I normally think, because it's my day from top to bottom. So it'll be interesting to see how I fit everything in around that now that I've started out in a different way. I'm not going to change it now. So family dinner. So what have we got next? Next we have on, nope, do you know what? I'm not happy with that. I'm going to move it. Now that's the other thing you will find, is that Rachel's stickers being repositionable are exactly that, repositionable. So I'm going to move lunch to where lunch really should be, which is in the middle of what should be my day. So there we go. Now what I can then do is I can go along and I can put my check blocks along the top, and I think I'm going to do that because otherwise I will find that I will start putting things in the top box as if it's my morning, and it's not actually my morning. It's actually my to-do space, which will get very confusing. Doesn't take a lot to confuse me sometimes. Right, there we go. Let's just turn this over. The other nice thing is that now I've coiled it, is obviously I can turn the book over and work from side to side, rather than trying to work with it out flat. It's a little bit cumbersome. I absolutely love the size of this planner because it gives you far more space, but as I say, I think having it in a coil is far better. I'm actually going to put a very small checklist. Actually, in this size is perfect. What colour are we going to have? Let's have a little black one. Let's push that down. Let's tuck that in the top there. So that's all the jobs I've got to do for lunch. No, it's not straight. It's going to be one of those days with sticking straight. So let me stick that one straight. There we go, that's much better. So obviously now I have my checkboxes across the top, and then my days will run down during the day this way. So Monday afternoon I need to go and help my some family members with some business stuff. So I think we'll have a nice box in here, and this is after lunch, so after lunch fits in quite nicely on here. And You would laugh actually, because even when I'm not videoing, doing my planning, I do sit and talk to myself in the same way. Maybe not quite as much as I do like this, but I do chatter away, so people always wonder who I'm talking to. So this is 2 o'clock. This is account session. Fun things to be doing in the sunshine. There we go. And again, all I'm using is a Pilot G2 pen. I try all sorts of pens. I've got the Papermate Inkjoy gels, which I love, and the colours are great on those, but I do find that I keep going back to this. It writes on just about anything, and it gives you a consistent look across the planners if that's something that you want. Obviously it comes in lots of different colours if you want to colour code as well. So, but it is the thing I keep coming back to. So, nothing much else on Tuesday morning. I may have an appointment out, so I'm actually going to put a sticker in here. And this might be in a hook. I need to go and do that. So that's there. Wednesday. Now Wednesday I am out all day. We have a tuck shop which we run for the children's school, and it needs restocking because obviously there's been nothing there for the whole of the summer. So we now need to go and do that. Let me see what I'm going to use next. That's my marker to show me where I'm off the edge for my video, and it's just gone on the floor. So it's just to hope, I'm sure I've got everything. So I'm going to start that about 9 o'clock, and it'll probably run through till lunchtime. So, and again, I think I'm going to lay out another, there we go, another sticker on the top, just so that I can write on the plain bit. Well, so this is CT Este. Okay, that's lovely. So that will go through probably to the afternoon, but I'll leave some space and find out what we're going to do there. Right, Thursday. Thursday's looking fairly quiet. My husband has an appointment in the afternoon. Let's put a note in that he's going to be out for the day. So this is, everything gets written in with initials in here, just saves some space. Accountant. It's going to go in there. What else have we got on Thursday? Nope, Thursday's pretty free. Friday I have to take my mother-in-law to a hospital appointment, so I'm going to use, actually my mother-in-law is normally orange in my book when I colour code, and that is just before lunch. So 11:50. That's that, and we're going to need some travel time for that, so that's fine. What else have I got to do in the morning? No, I need to put a note that my dad's away on there. Have I got a little car? Yes, I've got a little car. So let's put that in there. Okay, what have we got on Saturday? Saturday we've got some more of my family away. Haven't got another car on there, but actually they are going away. I'm going to use a running sticker for holidays. So that's family holiday. And then I have dinner out in the evening. I have a rather large, well, let's face massive birthday coming up next week. And we're going out for dinner as a family on Saturday, just because everybody will be back to school by the time we get to next week, and that makes it far more difficult to fit everything in. So this is at 6:30, and so I'm going to put that in there. And then Sunday is fairly quiet. This is for next week, so I'm going to put a note on the top of there. Let's see if I can put it across the top of there so we've got a bit of a border, if it works. There we go. This is next week, so when I get some next week tasks, I can start to fill up on there. Right, now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the weekend banner in, which is nice little curved weekend banners, fit brilliantly with the K in the middle for the weekend, which is great. Let's see what we've got so far. So, haven't got too much. I've got lots of jobs to do, which I can fill in later, basically for my checklists, and with my set down the side. And actually, I'm going to use some of these little dots, folding it back again. So I do like the way it folds nice and easily, and I've got all that space. It's brilliant. So these tiny little dots, I'm going to use just to set up a to-do list down the side here. This always takes great concentration to see if I can get them in the right place. I normally end up with them stuck on my fingers. I've seen lots of people use tweezers for these, which is a great idea, but I'm never really that organised. Maybe I should write it down in my planner to use the tweezers when I do my plan with me. But might actually work. So, almost there. Are they straight? Straightish. Slightly wobbly. Okay. Right, so that's to do, and I'm going to have a this week sticker as well here. So that's the things that have to get done this week, which is lovely. Now, I do like the fact that Rachel's changed some of these. I think I've got little finances one and a dinner one. So on one of my sheets, this one, I am actually going to use this to put my meal planning down. So I can do that, and I'm going to use this pretty pink one in the gap. So this now becomes my dinner stickers. There we go. I like that. That's pretty. And I think we'll actually put some deco on there as well, just because that amuses me. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. What else have we got to go in? Thursday morning. Thursday morning's normally when I do my roundup of housework and things. So I think actually a home sticker would be nice in there with a little spray bottle on the end. I'll just remind me I've got lots of jobs to do. Also, I shall probably have some shopping to do. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the TV one. Let's line these up a little bit like a list. I wonder if I could do it the other way around. Ah! Then all my icons will be at the same end. That's very sad, but it's the sort of person I am sometimes. So there we go. Little icons at the end, because I shall need to do some shopping. Otherwise I shall have two very hungry teens in the house, which is never a good idea. So home and shopping. Thursday morning is also bank stuff. So I like these. These are stacking up really nicely. I think we've even got a little credit card, haven't we? Yep. We have credit cards. Yay! Look at that little ready-made list. And then underneath there I think we can actually use the notes. So you can, there's lots of ways to make a list up if you want to make a list for a checklist or a, don't just have to use a checklist and write in it. That's sort of self-fulfilling, this one, so that's quite nice because I know that Thursday morning is going to be out doing those sorts of things. So that is great. What else have we got to do? Oh, coffee cups. I think definitely coffee has to go with those. Or tea in my case. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I am a tea drinker. So just an interesting thing we were discussing the other day as to whether coffee drinkers like Earl Grey tea and whether tea drinkers don't like Earl Grey tea. So if you've got any thoughts with that and you feel like making some sad comments, then it's just an interesting topic we were having a discussion on the other day. So my theory is that coffee drinkers prefer Earl Grey and tea drinkers don't like Earl Grey that much, but maybe that's just me again. So that's looking quite good. As I say, going back later on and fill in my to-dos. Let's put some little bits of deco around this so it looks pretty. So let's just add those in little corners. Let's put that one there. And I just think this is such a pretty kit. And as I said, don't be put off if you don't have a traveller's notebook, because for a week, if you're a white space planner, there really is lots and lots to be used on here. You think I've gone through a whole week at the moment. I think I've only taken one sticker from the other sheet, and actually I've still got plenty on here to add in some extra checklists and some extra bits and pieces. So it really is a good way You can either use a mini kit or you can use a, where was I going with that one? I picked that one up with a thought in my head. You can use a mini kit or you can use the TiNy kit. There's also the new flexible kit that Rachel's got out, which is really good again for a white space planner. I think next time I shall use that one. I need to call my sister. So it's worth looking at how you plan and then looking at the kit that fits with what you want, rather than going, oh, I'm a white space planner, therefore I couldn't use this kit, or I have a large planner so I can't use a very tiny kit designed for a traveller's notebook. It really is just a question of picking actually what suits you and not being maybe not put off, because that's the wrong word, but not thinking automatically that a kit is designed specifically for one thing or the other. There are plenty of ways for using these kits. They really, really are flexible. Where are we going with these? I'm rambling now instead of thinking. It tends to happen. Let's put these on here. It's always a butterfly. Always a butterfly. So what else have we got to do? Catch up time. Now I'm going to use one of these little, I think the pink one. Oh, I do like pink. Use these stickers. I'm going to point it this way around, because this is catch up time on a Friday. I try very hard to plan all my stuff into 4 days. Catch up on Friday morning with anything that has been absolutely missed, and then Friday afternoon it leaves me to be able to do things I'd really like to do. Doesn't always work, but I think very much as planners we tend to plan out and we tend to cram every bit of time that we have with things, and underestimate sometimes actually how long things are going to take. So I try and plan 4 days of work into 5 days, and then hopefully there's a little bit of space at the end of the day on a Friday. And so I think for the moment that is where I'm going to leave it. As I say, I've got a few bits and pieces left on here. There's some more check boxes which I may go in and use on Saturday and Sunday. Don't normally put them in on Saturday and Sunday to start with. As I say, try and finish on a Friday just after lunch. And some bits, some little icons that again I will use. Oh, celebration one, birthday one, that's got to go on there. We'll try that one. And some balloons. I've got it started now. Balloons on this end. So we'll do that. So I've got that, and as I say, I've used that the other kit that I had here, which again is a lovely kit, and the colours match beautifully. So again, sometimes you need to look through your stash and you need to go, well, I've got a full kit for this, or I've got half a kit, and actually just match the colours, which means you get far more flexibility out of things as well. So there we go. That's my prep for my week in my hardbound, my coiled hardbound. So if you've got any questions about how I did that, please do give me a shout. I'll leave my Instagram name and details and the Facebook group down at the bottom, and then you can have a look at that, and hopefully that's given you an idea of how you can use a very much smaller kit in a larger planner and actually have it work. So I hope you enjoyed that. See you soon.